This episode of the Shoegazing podcast is presented by Skolix, a web store selling shoes, shoe care and accessories. Skolix offers a wide selection of Goodyear welded shoes, from their own range of Spanish-made shoes at just above €200, via the famous brand Yanko, up to TLB Mallorca, who is currently taking the world by storm with a new Artista range. Artista pushes the bar for what you get in the mid-range segment of Goodyear welded shoes. Developed by TLB, together with Jesper and Skolix, Artista is distinguished by features such as super slim, properly beveled waists, close-cut heels, hand-sanded sole and heel edges, and real leather heel stiffeners, all at just €425. For those outside the EU, the Swedish VAT of 25% will automatically be deducted. Welcome to visit skolix.se/en to view all offerings. Now, on to the podcast.
Welcome to another edition of the Shoegazing podcast with me, Jesper Ingvaldsson of shoegazing.com, one of the leading blogs in the world on quality shoes. For this episode, I met Takashi Fukuda, who is a legendary buyer at the department store Isetan Men's in Tokyo. For many years, he has been the head buyer at their shoe department and has been highly influential on what will be found on the shoe shelves at Isetan Men's. Isetan is a Japanese chain of department stores with its huge flagship store in Shinjuku in central Tokyo. There they have one building dedicated to women's fashion and more, and one whole building with only men's clothing and accessories. The shoe department of Isetan Men's is likely the largest one in the world when it comes to quality shoes. It is an incredible place for shoe lovers, with everything from low-end Blake-stitched shoes up to some of the best bespoke shoes in the world, and then literally everything in between. I usually travel to Japan and Tokyo once a year, and the first day I arrive, I always head directly to Isetan Men's and the shoe department to browse the shelves and to see what's new since my last visit. For makers of quality shoes, and not just Japanese but from all over the world, Isetan Men's is the single most prestigious store to be represented at. They have a huge impact on what will be popular among the Japanese, which together with the US is the largest market for quality shoes there is. And since other stores and shoe agencies from around the world always have an eye at Isetan Men's, what is found here often quickly get traction also in Europe, the US and elsewhere as well. To name a couple of examples, the popular U and F lasts, which made the Hungarian brand Vosh big, was developed for Isetan Men's, who took in the Italian bespoke shoemaker Roberto Ugolini to design them. And the popular Spanish-Chinese brand Mermin was first sold at Isetan Men's before being introduced in Europe and elsewhere. So I sat down to talk with Takashi Fukuda about the impact that Isetan Men's has had on the shoe industry in Japan and abroad, how they work when bringing in new brands, and how they are going to keep its relevance in the increasingly digital world. Takashi Fukuda isn't the best English speaker, hope for leniency, but I'm sure you will find it a good listen anyway. All right, Takashi Fukuda of Isetan Men's, welcome to the Shoegazing podcast.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'm here now. You have this big shoe event in your main store in Shinjuku. It's Isetan Shoes Expo. It's been quite amazing, I have to say.
Well, thank you very much.
Are you happy with the event this far? Yeah?
Yes.
Good. So, for those who aren't familiar with Isetan and Isetan Men's, can you give some information so people understand?
Yeah. Yes. Isetan is a department store founded in 1886.
Yeah, it's old, yeah.
Yeah, as a single department store, the highest sales in Japan. The concept is Isetan of fashion. Every day is new.
Okay.
Our concept. In 1968, for the first time in Japan, we opened only for men's clothing. And in 2003, a large-scale renewal was carried out to evolve into the Isetan Men's.
So that was when the Shinjuku department
Shinjuku,
was, yeah. And it's, it's a huge place for only menswear.
Yeah.
And the shoe department is heaven. So how long have you been working at Isetan?
I joined the company in 2000. Yes. At the time, fashion in Japan, fashion ladies were the main. So I wanted to make men's more exciting as a man. Man. It's a choice. After that, after working as a sales staff for men's clothing and accessory, I became a buyer since 2006.
Okay.
After being in charge of men's casual wear and accessory since 2012, I'm being a buyer of men's shoes. Yes.
And now you are head of the buyers on the whole lower floor?
Yes. Men's bag and shoes and underwear.
Yeah.
Yes, this year.
Cool. And the shoe department at Isetan Men's is often stated as the best place in the world for classic men's shoes. So why is this, would you say?
But I think the biggest feature of Isetan Men's shoes is a wide range and depth of the product lineup and high quality sales service. Wide is a rich lineup of brands and products. Depth means a specialty of related products and relationship with each other.
Yeah.
Yes. The sales staff sells the product with technology such as measurement and hospitality that is very close to the customer.
Yeah, and that's the experience you have when you go in there. You have a lot of staff, and they are always very, interacting in a friendly way.
Yes. Japanese staff will have hospitality.
Yes, exactly. You're very good at that.
In this way, high barrier is created, I think. Yes.
So it's both the fact that you have such a wide range, but also that you have quite a lot from different styles and.
Yes.
And for those who haven't visited, you start off sort of with the lower end Blake Stitch cemented shoes when we are at the classic shoe department, and then it sort of goes up with Japanese Goodyear welted brands, and European Goodyear welted brands. You have an Italian section, and then my favorite, the high-end shoe corner, where you have, premium ready-to-wear, but also some bespoke samples from bespoke workers you collaborate with. So it's literally a place where you can walk for hours.
We have Adidas to John Robin. Yes, many lineup and many grade.
Yes. Yeah, it's really a good place. And what impact would you say that Isetan Men's shoe department have had on classic shoes in Japan during the past decades?
In the past, classic shoes in Japan have been a limited market, and special customers such as specialty store, brand shops, and select shops was the main focus. I think that the biggest influence Isetan Men's has had was to expand the roots by expanding beyond the boundaries of the brand at a place. When a specified number of customers called department store guests. It is also a feature that new brands are introduced quickly And therefore, I think that is also plays a role of showrooming for the brand.
That's why you have done a good job then as a buyer to bring in new stuff.
I hear from the brand side that many offers from other stores they saw at Isetan Men's. Check it now. I hear that is used not only in Japan but also overseas. Yes.
Yeah, so you think that Isetan Men's have had an impact also internationally?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's you have some direct examples like the Bosch with collaboration with Ugolini when they developed the last, but also I mean Mermin, very popular budget brand. They started out selling here, and then they went to the rest of the world. So there's a lot of those clear examples, but also, I mean, the main feeling, like you say, that a lot of people have seen the stuff at Isetan first. Yeah. And you obviously have a very wide selection of shoes, and like I said, in all price ranges. And what are your thoughts when you are bringing in a new brand to the store?
I think most important is personality, character, and I can imagine the attractive customer. There are many good brands, but to succeed the business, a strong personality like no other is required. I believe that personality comes from the goal of the brand as a target of who you want to achieve it with. So when I check for new brands, focus on understanding the goals and targets of the brand as well as the products. Yes.
But does it happen that you bring in brands that you think would work, and then for some reason after a while you realize that they didn't work and you quit with the brands? Is that also happening? Yeah. And previously, I mean, large department stores like Isetan in Tokyo, and we have other examples like Harrods in London, Barney's in New York, who actually went bankrupt, or the reconstruction of the company, and we have Galeries Lafayette in Paris and so on. I mean, they have often been important for the men's shoe branch in their countries, so to speak, bringing great shoes to a wider customer base than just us shoe nerds, so to speak. And with the emerging online shopping, do you think that this is changing?
I think that fusion of online and offline will also progress rapidly in men's shoes. And the important things, I think, is to create seamless style where customers can freely go back and forth between online and offline. We have a strong offline place. In addition to products, we are preparing to create the best seamless place in the world by collecting fitting and recommendation functions online. Specifically, a matching service for footstep shaped 3D measurement data and tree-shaped 3D measurement data is underway for the realization of next spring. Yes.
So you will sort of combine the digital and the physical experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Human personal, human hospitality and technology.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And how are Isetan working to keep its importance when online shopping continues to grow? Are you? I mean, you have your own online shop now. You have your own e-commerce.
Yes. Of course. Yes. Now it's growing up. Offline, our online shop. Yes.
How long have you had it? It's quite new, right?
5 or 6 years. Yes. Started to grow. Yes.
Yeah. And do you also sell at marketplaces like Rakuten or Amazon?
No. Our our orange.
Yeah,
yes,
your orange.
yes.
Yeah. And another sort of topic that touches upon this is the new free trade agreement between EU and Japan. How do you think this will affect the men's shoe branch in Japan?
I think it will be a big blow to the Japanese industry. Enter the age of the competition. There should be a lot of crushing manufacturers. Yeah, I hope that this will trigger innovation from the old style.
Yeah.
Now, in Japan, now the old system. Yeah. We want to do our best to increase the number of manufacturers that can create the value customers want.
Yeah, because I mean, already today in Japan, the Japanese factory-made classic shoes, they, even if to me they are very affordable, you get a lot of shoes for the price. But a lot of people, I mean, even if you compare what you get here compared to what you get from European shoe manufacturers in Europe, but nowadays it's been a lot higher price for European shoes in Japan, but many Japanese still choose the European ones. So when, like you say, when the competition will be leveled, I mean, I wish that the Japanese would understand that how well made their own shoes, their own made in Japan shoes are. And we should say that to the listeners as well, that they will, from Japan to Europe, the customs fees are already taken off, but then it will be in a 10 years stepping down, going over to, with European shoes going over to Japan. Okay, thank you very much,
thank you,
Takashi Fukuda from Isetan Men, for being part of the Shoegazing podcast.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks a lot for listening to this episode of the Shoegazing podcast. Visit shoegazing.com for much more on classic shoes. And to those of you who want to support shoegazing and make it possible for me to continue to produce high-level content, there is a Patreon page where you can contribute with anything from $3 a month. Both big and small contributions are much appreciated. See shoegazing.com for more info on this. The Shoegazing podcast will be back with a new episode in a while, so hear you again soon.